my followers, what is up, guys? It's your boy, Borrow Time. I'm back. It's been a long time, I know. A lot's been going on, clearly, but I'm back, and we're gonna be playing some Rimworld. So, I've gotten pretty heavily into this game. I've only played one colony. I'll show you. We can load it up right now. As you can see, I do have a number of mods. Um, I'll go over those at some point as well. Um, but basically, I'm back. But yeah, I did play Rimworld a bit, and I had a really fun time with it. So this is my colony that I made. My people have been here for a long time, like 11 years. Oops. 11 years. My original 3. But I wanted to start a new one because this one, I've done a lot of reloads and some cheating, as you can see by my resource counts. uh, that's actually not cheated. But I wanted to do a new one with a little harder difficulty, and I thought that I would start it fresh with you guys. I just wanted to kind of show you the colony that I already have, and it's also just a good way to showcase some of the mods that I'm going to be using in the new playthrough that you guys will see. So, here it is. A very small map I started off with, because I just, this was the first ever time playing Rimworld, and one of my first times playing a computer game in general. So I just wanted to start with something simple, and I did start with vanilla and slowly added mods throughout my playthrough, as I felt more comfortable. But yeah, so we started out basically with this room. This was the bunk room that I started with, and then my storage room here. We have a lot of bedrooms now. These are all, oh, this is a workshop room, with stonecutter table, workshop. These, more bedrooms. As you can see, we've got a lot of people here. Um, these cars, they're from a mod called Steel Torrent. These as well. Um, but these are, I basically just have, so I can do caravans long range without needing to bring a whole bunch of animals and having it take a very long time, another bedroom up here, and then this is my rec room, as you can see. Got some nice tables, punching bags. A lot of this stuff is modded. And then a guest room, which I'm pretty sure that people visit your colony in vanilla, but I have a hospitality mod so that they stay and they have guest beds, and this is the free guest room. As you can see, there's a few people staying in here, and the beds don't cost anything. And then if you want a little more privacy, you can get the $20 bedrooms, for some added luxury. Battery room, another workshop room. This is a drill, just to get some stuff, because I've basically mined out my whole map. So this is just, a late game mineral resource. My other benches and stuff. My power grid with more batteries, geothermal, solar, some chem fuel reactors. Are they reactors? No, generators. Chem fuel generators. This is a chem reactor. This is actually a vanilla item, but it just produces chem fuel every once in a while, which is very nice. Got a little crematorium here. Heavily defended. We got double steel armored walls, another modded thing, with embrasures on the outside, which is just if you don't know what an embrasure is, it's just a wall you can shoot through. So it's protected, but all my turrets can still shoot out, and my guys can be in here and have some cover. Also a mod. Sandbags, you know, I have skull spikes everywhere because I have the uh, ideology DLC. So I have a religion, and part of my guys' religion is have skull spikes, so they like that. And so these are all skull spikes of enemies that we've killed. They all have names, which I think is hilarious. Skull of Elizabeth. Oh yeah, and barbed wire on the outside, that's another mod too. It doesn't do any damage, unfortunately. It just slows people down. But, I didn't feel like rebuilding all the barbed wire to get a different mod that does do damage, so I just stuck with it for now. This is my launch pad for the Mining Co mod, which basically is just a big ship that comes and I can trade with it every 9 days, I think. Just to get some chem fuel or components or medicine, food, you know, very, very basic things when you need them. Oh, trenches mod. That's another mod that I have that adds some cool guns. I don't actually use the trenches because the trenches are kind of confusing, but they do add little turrets. My main turret area is over here. So we've got these long-range howitzers, which are part of the trench mod. They're like, you know, mortars, basically, if you don't know what a howitzer is. And then the vanilla mortars with my little ammo depot thing. And then I've got some animals. This is my, like, pet. I say pet. This is like my non-slaughter farm animals, which is mostly gigantolopes. And then I also have an iron husk beetle in here that produces steel every once in a while. But these are modded, and they basically just carry a bunch. They carry like 144 kilograms, I'm pretty sure, each. So for very short range, but it doesn't really make sense to bring a car, I'll bring these guys because they carry a lot. And then some more bedrooms over here, another bedroom over here, and then this is where I keep my, like, food animals. So I have my muffalos. I gotta move these guys back. These guys are modded as well. They pop off uranium every once in a while. Unrefined uranium. And I have them in here, I don't know why, because I don't slaughter them, but I do sell the calves because they're worth a lot. And I don't want to kill them because I don't think they're really worth the meat. But storeroom, I think that's, oh, my temple. This is my temple for my guys, my dudes' religion. I got one of the artifacts and Nexus. There's just some random stuff in here. This is part of their religion. These are part of their religion. And then some pillows and drums for different rituals and stuff. It's pretty cool. There's more turrets down here. A whole bunch of Gruelian trees. This is another mod. Just, it's like a transport pod, but I can fly it more than once, so I can just keep flying it around, which is nice. This is like my main gate, as you can tell, very heavily armored and defended. Yeah, I got my floors all done up. I think that's about it. Yeah. They're pretty well off right now. Camera mod. That lets me zoom really far out and lets me zoom really far in. As we can see, Harvey's cooking up a survival meal right now. Callahan and Chef and Church. These guys are my main three. You know, they basically run things. They're in order of how they joined. So the longest guys to the most recent guy. We do have some people that are related in here, and a couple of married couples, which is really cute, like Church and Harvey, and Paulo and Gregory, and there's a couple people that are, you know, in the process of being married and getting engaged and everything. Tons of animals. I got jaguar, some ground jaguar. I'm sorry. Some ground runners. There's another one down here. They basically just mine things. Yep, these birds. But yeah, I'm not gonna go over all this because I'm sure you guys will see the animals as I play through the new one. But yeah, I think that's it for this base. Lots of blast doors around. I'm not gonna abandon this world because I like these guys a lot, so I'll probably still work on this one, every once in a while, because there's not much left for me to do here, aside from just like trading and fighting off raids every once in a while. So I'm gonna start a new one, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys what game was like, and like I said, showcase some of the mods that I'm gonna be using, and kind of show you how it'll probably build out. Obviously, I'm not going to do the same thing, same exact thing, but it probably will be similar. I know that I'm going to want to do more buildings like this, where they're one building with separate rooms as opposed to the separate buildings, because it just there's a lot of walking space that isn't needed, I feel. But, yeah, so now we will head to the mod list. Good job, Sosa. It was probably Sosa. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is my mod list. Extensive. I'm not sure how many it is. I'll put the number up on screen here. So, okay, let me preface this by saying I don't know much about mods. My boyfriend is the one that's into that stuff, so he usually helps me set this stuff up, and I don't know too many details when it comes to when it comes to some stuff, but I'll do my best. So this one I'm pretty sure is just like a framework for other mods to work off of. Core and ideology, those are just like the base game content. Well, ideology is DLC, but it's the game. It's not a mod. It's Doors Expanded adds the blast doors, which just they have a bunch of health, and garage doors apparently. Hugslib is another framework mod that just, so other mods can work properly. Prepare Carefully just makes it so that I can change up some of my colonists before we land. Some Japanese furniture, the bonsai pots I use a lot. Everything else, the incense burners I use a lot too, but hospitality, I did kind of talk about that one a little bit. People can visit and leave gifts, and you can build relationships and all kinds of stuff. Mass graves, self-explanatory. Medical tab, this just makes it so I can have a little nice overview of all my guys' health. Ogre stack makes it so that stacks, I can stack up a lot more items into one stack. Pick up and haul just makes it so that my dudes can pick up, they won't just pick up one thing and then they'll go drop it off. They'll grab as much as they can and then bring it all to the haul, the dump zone at the same time. Replace stuff just makes it so that you don't have to deconstruct the wall to build a new one. They'll just build the new one on top of it. So you don't need to have an open wall while you're upgrading your stuff. Stabilize here, this mod, this is great. It just, as you can see by this lovely little picture, as opposed to rescuing somebody or capturing them and needing to bring them to a spot to tend to them, you can stabilize them there, wherever they are. So if someone is like an hour away from dying, you can send somebody out to stabilize them to make sure they don't die, and then bring them back to the bed. Some vanilla expanded stuff. This one, framework mod, just so other things can work on top of it. Some animals, some more animals. Furniture. some added furniture, social interactions, adds some one night stand, dating, group activities, lots of different stuff, as you can see. Wall light, light for the wall, because the standing lamps are ugly. Color coded mood bar, just visual representation of how my guys are feeling. Auto cleaner, basically it's just a little Roomba, filled finishes with time and rain. Just some stuff to, make quality of life better, so I don't need to worry about my dudes cleaning when they could be building or fighting or hunting or whatever else. Alpha animals, add some more animals to the game. Beautiful outdoors so that the outside isn't ugly. Simple sidearms so that my pawns can carry a gun and then a melee weapon. Where's my weapon, which makes my pawns go find their whatever they had equipped after they are able to get back up again. So I don't need to manually re-equip their guns when my guys go down, they'll go find them. Character editor, which is basically just the prepare carefully, but you can use it during the game. So you can edit pawns whenever you need to, which, and anyway, which is nice. It's definitely cheaty, but it is nice when, you need to just, like, sometimes I like to assign animals to people, but they don't have the high enough handling skills, so I'll just go in and tick it up just enough so that they can have the animal as their pet. But it's nice when you need to just switch up some stuff. Or I use it a lot when it comes to changing their clothes color. Because I like my people to be wearing clothes that are their favorite color. And it would use a lot of dye to do that properly. So I use the character editor to just go in and change up the color real quick. Skilled slaughtering just makes it so that, slaughtering time depends on the skill and the size of the animal. Mining Co. ship, which I kind of mentioned when we were checking out the last base. Just, this is the ship that pops in, and you can trade with it sometimes, and you can request trading if you needed to, or they can back you up in, you can, yeah, request a airstrike. They can back you up. It's pretty cool. Barbed wire just slows people down. Embrasures. Trading spot, this is just a mod that makes a little trading spot like the ritual spots or the sleeping spots. Just a little like outline spot where caravans will come and hang out so that they'll actually come to the base as opposed to just wandering around the area. This drag and select, so when I have the trade menu up I can just click and drag as opposed to having to click each one individually. I can just go woo instead of being like this, and then I want this, and then I want this, and then I want this. Yeah, you'll see more. It'll make more sense when I'm playing with them. Mad skills. Um, I'm pretty sure this just makes it so that skills don't degenerate as fast. Quality colors. Just another visual cue mod kind of to help out when it comes to sorting through things. Realistic rooms makes it so that pawns will have lower expectations, basically, for room space. RT Fuse adds fuses and circuit breakers so that when you have a zzz event or when your batteries overload, it won't explode all the time if you have the right amount of fuses. Utility columns. I don't really use the security ones, but there are some nice ones that look good. So I use those in place of normal columns because they just have a higher beauty stat. Friendly fire tweaks. Self-explanatory. Don't want my guys shooting at each other. This is the trenches mod that adds those special guns and, you know, other things. Some added factions: classical, medieval, settlers, Vikings, um, furniture expanded. These just adds like some different tables, and these add some different generators and solar panels. This is the one that adds the different tables and stuff. Vanilla hair expanded, adds more hairstyles. This one just adds a couple different types of dryads, which I don't know if I'll really focus on that in this playthrough, because we'll see what I end up making my religion. But my other guys, their religion is really heavily based on trees, so we have a lot of Cerulean trees, as you could have seen, you probably saw in my base. So this one came in handy just to switch it up. Allow tool just adds some extra orders. Deconstruct first, so my builders will go and deconstruct things before they build new things, which can be very useful. This one, this is one of my favorite mods, okay? It's so small, but it's my favorite. Hats and hair. I love being able to see my guys with their hair and their hats. It adds so much more personality. It makes them look so much cuter, in my opinion, and it just makes them look more like people. And you can go in and you can choose, like if you, like in this case, where the hair is like sticking out the top, if you didn't want that, you could change it so that marine helmets don't show hair, or so that this hairstyle doesn't show through the helmet. It's very nice. Table diner just makes it so that the pawns will search out a bigger radius for a table when they go to eat, so they're not eating without a table all the time. Solar flare shield, self-explanatory. Omnicore drill can drill to get deep steel, deep gold, deep plasteel, whatever you really need. The mending, which is nice. You can have your people fix up their things instead of having to constantly create new things. Expanded roofing, which adds solar panel roofing, transparent roofing, but I mostly just use it to clear thick roofs, like in mountains, because, you know, you can't do that in vanilla. Defense positions, so that I can set people up and they'll remember where to go. So, for example, I have a lot of my guys set up with their defense positions manning turrets, and then when I'm about to get raided, I can just select them all and hit defense positions, and they'll go man their turrets without me needing to put them each at their individual turret. Setup camp. I actually haven't used this one yet. It's just for you don't have to settle in a tile to be able to like see the tile and be able to like move around and hunt on it and stuff. You can just set up a camp, which sets up like a little temporary camp, and you know, you can deconstruct it when you leave, or you can leave it and it'll be there when you go there again. Camera plus, so that you can zoom out and weigh in. Level up, this just informs me when pawns level up. Numbers, which is that little tab that I showed you that shows me all the special things that I want to see. It's completely customizable, so you can pick what you want. Share the load, so that multiple people can bring resources to the same blueprint, which just saves time. Smarter construction, so that they will fill things in correctly, hopefully. This is the mod that added that little spaceship you saw, RSTS Expanded. Just adds some different flying ships that can move things around, move people around. You can use them to bomb or attack other places. And then just another SRTS mod for some boats, which I also haven't gotten the chance to use yet. And some trucks, boats and trucks. But that's it, basically. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that I would want to add, but obviously, if I do throughout the series. You guys will be updated on that. And I will make up a list so that you can use this mod list if you want to. Yeah, I think that's it for now. We'll call this episode 0 for now. Just going over kind of what the background's gonna be like and talking about the colony that I already had. But yeah, I'm excited to get started. Next time I see you guys, we'll be setting up the parameters for the story and making some dudes and hopefully crash landing somewhere. So, in the meantime, stay hydrated. Remember to be kind to yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!